Mesdames, Messieurs, bonsoir et bienvenue. Vous suivez donc Ziana TV America, c'est notre premier numéro. Je vous remercie d'avoir pris le temps pour nous accompagner ce soir, puisque dans ce nouveau programme, nous serons au cœur de l'Amérique qui nous fait rêver, l'Amérique qui nous inspire, l'Amérique qui nous permet d'aller retrouver ces hommes et ces femmes, pardon, qui font vivre la culture mondiale. Nous allons ce soir, mesdames et messieurs, dans American Vibes, mettre en lumière des talents américains, leur parcours, leur vision et leur expérience de l'industrie culturelle américaine. Nous avons donc un invité spécial, mesdames et messieurs, puisque ce soir, dans American Vibes, nous recevons un visage bien connu du cinéma et de la télévision américaine. Avec plus de 90 productions à son actif, Rico Elliott Anderson s'est imposé comme un acteur polyvalent, travaillant aussi bien devant que derrière la caméra. Il revient avec nous sur son parcours, ses combats et sa vision du métier d'acteur à Hollywood. Je ne serai pas tout seul, mesdames et messieurs, pour animer ce programme. Je serai accompagné par Mr. Bo. Boris, bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Et voilà notre invité. Hello, Mr. Rico.
Hello, hello.
Nice to meet you, Rico.
Pleasure to meet you too. Thank you so much for having me.
Voilà, Boris, merci d'avoir accepté de traduire cet échange qui nous permettra en même temps de mieux comprendre le parcours de Rico à Hollywood et surtout de le présenter en tant que premier invité de ce nouveau programme American Vibes.
Avec plaisir.
Voilà, tu peux déjà commencer à lui dire les premiers mots d'accueil. Merci encore à lui d'être là ce soir et nous allons parler de lui et de son parcours à Hollywood.
Rico, thank you for being here tonight. We're very delighted to have you. And today we're going to be talking about your career, your journey to all the way to Hollywood, how you get started with that career in the movie and TV shows. And this is what we're going to be talking about all throughout this broadcast.
Wonderful, wonderful. I look forward to it. I'm excited to speak about my career, my life, and this amazing journey, which it never stops. So I'm excited to talk to you and talk to your listeners, and let you all know what I'm all about. Thank you so much again for having me.
Ben oui, bien sûr, je suis très ravi de pouvoir être là avec vous pour discuter de ma vie, de ma carrière, de tout ce que j'ai pu accomplir. Et je suis très impatient de raconter à vos auditeurs un peu mon parcours.
Alors, merci encore, Rico. Je pense que c'est toi qui inaugure aujourd'hui ce nouveau programme. Merci pour la confiance et surtout merci à Marjorie pour la connexion. J'espère que tu vas nous apporter toute la chance nécessaire pour que ce programme fonctionne bien.
So Rico, you are our first guest for this new broadcast, new episode of broadcast in the covering the United States, and we hope that you are going to bring good luck to us.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. I did not know that I was the first. So you always remember your first. So I'm excited. Thank you so much. I'll do my best to help it be an amazing send-off. Let's go.
Quel honneur d'être le premier invité sur cet épisode. Je ne savais pas, mais en tout cas, comme on dit, on n'oublie jamais son premier amour. Donc, moi, j'essaierai d'être le meilleur invité possible pour cette émission.
Thank you so much, Rico. Alors, Rico, c'est vrai que quand on parle cinéma, que ce soit à la télé, que ce soit sur le grand écran, on se demande toujours, est-ce que cela est lié à l'endroit où on est? Est-ce que tu es né dans une famille où le cinéma était déjà présent? Est-ce que tu peux parler un peu de ton enfance?
So, Rico, when we talk about the cinema or the movie, we tend to believe that you have to be born into that. So can you tell us a little bit about your background? Were you born into movie shows or TV shows, or how did you come about all this?
You know, when I was a little boy, I've always watched television differently. And I always saw myself in these roles that I was drawn toward. And because of that, I've always wanted to be a part of what Hollywood was delivering. But I also knew that Hollywood was not fully fair when it came to representation of African Americans, of people of color in general. You didn't see a lot of us, but when you did see us, a lot of times there were a lot of stereotypes and misrepresentations, I'll say, of who we are as a people, as Black people, as African Americans, as human beings with brown skin. So
I'm going to translate a little bit.
Sure.
Alors, oui, effectivement, moi, depuis tout petit, j'ai regardé la télévision un peu de manière différente. Bien entendu, j'étais passionné de ce qui se passait à Hollywood. J'étais toujours fasciné par la brochette d'Hollywood, tous ces acteurs blancs ou noirs que je voyais à Hollywood. Mais en même temps, j'étais un peu circonspect sur le fait que Hollywood projetait une mauvaise image des Afro-Américains, des Noirs que nous sommes, une sorte de stéréotype, des codes un peu de l'esclavage, de la traite des nègres. Et donc voilà, moi j'étais un peu circonspect, prudent par rapport à ça.
As a result of my love for TV and film and things like that, I wanted to be a part of it. There's just always been something that I have been attracted to. I remember seeing a touring production of The Wiz, and we went to this. I was in elementary school, and I saw this, and I just remember really being mesmerized by all the characters and all the people who were performing, from the main actors to the dancers to the people with all the lines to the people with no lines, but just everybody who was just so beautifully colorful and just showing up on stage and performing, and that always stuck with me. And it's always something that I knew that I wanted to eventually fall into myself, and it was just obviously a question of how, when, what do I want to do, what kind of performing, what kind of acting do I want to do. But I always was gravitated toward the art of acting and the art of performance in general, more towards acting than dance or anything like that. I just always loved it. I knew I wanted to be a part of something that gave life to a form that brings so much joy to people.
Oui, alors donc comme je disais, j'ai toujours été fasciné par le Hollywood, le cinéma et tout ce qui gravite autour, et par conséquent, j'ai fini par être aspiré par ce monde qui m'a donné envie de devenir acteur. Je me souviens tout petit, j'ai regardé une série télévisée, un film, et j'étais fasciné par les personnages que je voyais, de l'acteur principal au danseur et tout ce qui était dans ce film. Et donc, je me suis dit, un jour, c'est ce que je ferais. Un jour, je voudrais moi aussi devenir comme ces gens que je vois dans le film. Et tout était une question de temps. Quand est-ce que j'allais finalement me lancer, à quel moment l'opportunité allait se présenter à moi. Et donc finalement, j'ai été, on va dire, entraîné par cet enthousiasme et cette envie, ce rêve de devenir acteur.
Alors, Rico, donc si je comprends bien, pour toi, c'est un rêve qui est devenu réalité, sauf que cette réalité va vraiment s'imprimer par rapport à ton travail à Hollywood.
So this is just like a dream coming true, and that dream took you to Hollywood.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that eventually I wanted to make that pilgrimage to Hollywood. So I grew up as a little boy in Chicago, and things didn't really start kicking in until my family and I moved from Chicago to the San Francisco Bay Area. And that's when my love of all things film, TV, just performance really kicked in. And that's when I really decided, let me me get things rolling. Let me get things started. So I started doing theater, taking classes. I started doing films up there as well. A lot of independent works, a lot of student films, a lot of just getting myself immersed in the culture, in the world, learning about what it is to be on a set, making my mistakes in class, but also putting that toward my performances on stage and in film. And eventually I knew that I could only do so much, and I would have to make that pilgrimage down to LA, Los Angeles, to Hollywood. And I was always set on that goal. And I never had any doubts that that would actually happen. So it was just, for myself, it was a matter of time.
OK. Et oui, effectivement, donc moi j'ai toujours, comme je disais, emporté par cette ambition, cette volonté de faire du cinéma, bien, je suis parti de Chicago, qui était ma ville natale, pour San Francisco, où finalement ce rêve a commencé à s'exprimer, puisque à San Francisco, j'ai commencé à faire du théâtre, j'ai commencé à faire quelques apparitions dans des productions théâtrales. Et c'est là que j'ai commencé finalement à un peu développer mon art. J'ai commencé aussi à faire des erreurs, mais grâce à tout ça, j'ai pu faire ce pèlerinage vers Hollywood qui s'est offert à moi.
Est-ce que finalement, pour toi, tu te dis que tu étais fait pour ce métier?
Do you believe that you were born to become an actor, to do acting, or it's just something that came randomly?
I think I was born to do it. I mean, the fact that I've wanted to do this since I was 6 says a lot. The fact that I had the bug at that age, I think that says a lot. This was destined for me, and I honestly could not see myself doing anything else. Even to this day, I still can't see myself doing anything else other than acting, other than performing, other than just being a part of the entertainment industry.
Je pense que je suis né pour être dans le cinéma, pour être dans la lumière de tout ce qui est production cinématographique, parce que tout petit, j'ai eu cette passion, cet enthousiasme, cet engouement pour le cinéma. Et donc, voilà, j'étais destiné à le faire. Et d'ailleurs, jusqu'à maintenant, je ne peux pas m'imaginer autrement que d'être dans le rôle, dans le cinéma, dans la production cinématographique, parce que c'est tout ce que je sais faire.
Je comprends bien que c'est tout ce que tu sais faire, sauf que tu sais quand même que quand on est dans ce monde-là, il y a quand même des difficultés. Ce n'est pas toujours facile, surtout quand on est un homme noir. Quelles sont les difficultés auxquelles tu as été confronté durant tout ce parcours de Chicago à San Francisco et dans le théâtre et quand tu rentres dans ce métier d'acting?
Well, recently you just talked about how difficult it was for you as an African American to be portrayed as with the stereotypes, and which will translate into the difficulties you guys may have come across with when it comes to making your way into Hollywood. So, how difficult was it for you to make it to Hollywood? And what are the main challenges that you made in your early stages, in the early stages of your career in Hollywood?
Sure. Going forward and telling people that I was eventually going to be making that move there, I had some people tell me that, hey, you're a big guy, you have broad shoulders, you have kind of a muscular build. It may not necessarily be a leading man type. You might get cast as the thug. You might get cast as the bodyguard or the security guard, or just one of the roles that may not necessarily be a leading role. And it's nothing against playing those roles, but it was said in a way that could be discouraging to someone who may take it that way. And sure, go ahead.
Yeah. Et donc voilà, moi j'ai entendu plein de choses être dites sur moi. Les gens m'ont dit que j'étais un peu musclé, j'avais des épaules larges, que j'étais costaud et que je pouvais être assigné à des rôles d'agent de sécurité ou de jouer le vilain dans un film, mais ce serait tout. Je pourrais pas avoir un rôle principal dans un film. Et donc tout cela était dit de manière à me décourager. Et donc, à l'époque, j'aurais pu être découragé par tous ces propos, des gens qui étaient certainement bien intentionnés, mais qui me disaient des choses, en fait, qui reprenaient un peu les codes et stéréotypes de l'époque. Mais pour autant, ça ne m'a pas découragé. J'ai continué à poursuivre mon rêve.
Est-ce que finalement, être un acteur afro-américain à Hollywood demande un mental spécifique?
What does it take to be an African American actor in Hollywood? Do you need a certain mindset in order to walk through or to face all of these challenges, whether stereotypes or whatever it may be?
Well, I feel like to be an actor in general, you just have to believe that this is what you are going to do. And honestly, stereotypes or anything that people say, be damned, because there's nothing that's going to stop me from pursuing my dream. I've always been told that I have a great look. I've always been told that that people have seen the ambition in me. People who I grew up with in terms of in doing theater and stuff like that. They see the drive that I have. I don't allow anyone to make me feel like I can't do the things that I see other people doing, succeeding in a business that I see other people succeeding in. My size is not gonna deter me. People saying that they don't think I can make it is not going to deter me. And don't get me wrong, that was not the majority of people who I've talked to about moving to LA and pursuing my dream. The majority of people have been behind me 100%. And that's been wonderful. Coming down here, I was very clear to my representations, my agents and my managers, excuse me, what I'm looking for and the type of roles that I would love to play. I was very adamant about the type of roles that I don't want to play. And obviously to build your resume, to get to a certain level, sometimes you do have to play specific roles. Like I knew I played a lot. I played a lot of cops. So, and a lot of security guards, and that's okay. Again, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But a lot of those roles were maybe under 5 roles. So it would maybe 1 or 2 roles. I wanted the big dog roles. I wanted the guest star, the recurring characters, the leading characters, the series regular. I want the big stuff. And if I have to build my resume to get there, that's fine. That's pretty much expected for the majority of actors in this town. But I knew my vision went beyond what I've been told that I would probably be stuck in terms of various roles. My vision was very clear. I've never strayed from that. And I don't listen to the critics when it comes to what people say. I listen, if I want something bad enough, I'm gonna go get it. I'm that ambitious. And it's not conceited. It's just me knowing what I want and being very adamant about it. And I've gotten support from my family. And it's been an amazing ride.
Je pense que pour être un acteur, ce n'est pas qu'une question d'être afro-américain, parce qu'il faut de la personnalité, il faut du courage. Durant mon parcours, surtout au début de ma carrière, j'ai entendu plein de choses négatives, des gens qui essayaient de me faire croire que je ne pouvais pas percer à Hollywood, je ne pouvais pas réussir à Hollywood pour le simple fait que j'étais noir. Les gens m'ont dit: «Oui, t'es beau, tu as le physique qui va avec, mais tu n'auras pas d'autres rôles que les rôles qui sont traditionnellement assignés aux Noirs, à savoir jouer des petits rôles, le petit voyou dans les films. Mais moi, je ne me suis pas arrêté à cela. Et donc, j'ai cru en moi et j'ai fait ce déplacement à Los Angeles, justement, pour montrer aux gens que j'avais du talent, que j'avais de la personnalité et que surtout, je pouvais donner tort à tous ceux qui m'ont en quelque sorte découragé. Et donc, même les gens qui ont grandi avec moi, les gens qui ont été avec moi dans les salles de théâtre où je suis passé, n'ont pas cru en moi. Mais moi, je croyais tellement en moi que je me suis dit, il fallait que je prouve au monde de quoi j'étais capable. Et donc, je pense qu'aujourd'hui, pour être un acteur, il faut simplement savoir ce que l'on veut, quels sont les rôles que l'on veut faire, que l'on veut incarner. Bien sûr qu'il y a aucun mal à vouloir être policier. Moi, j'ai été policier dans plein de films. J'ai joué l'agent de sécurité dans plein de films. Ça m'a pas dérangé plus que ça. Mais mon objectif, c'était de pouvoir percer, avancer et construire un CV suffisamment solide pour pouvoir ensuite décrocher des rôles d'acteur principal, l'acteur qui incarne un rôle important.
Alors, Rico, tu as à ton palmarès plus de 90 films et séries, donc différents rôles, tu viens de le dire tout à l'heure. Est-ce que tu peux nous parler un peu de ton premier rôle? Comment tu l'as obtenu et comment tu t'es senti lorsque tu as joué ton premier rôle?
You are credited to have acted on about 90 movies. Can you tell us about your first movie, the first movie you acted on, and how did you get this role?
So I just want to just a small correction. It was a lot of film and TV combination, but
Okay.
yes, the number is on point.
Okay. Juste pour apporter un petit correctif, moi j'ai participé à plein de films, mais aussi de productions télévisuelles. Donc, mais
D'accord,
par contre, le nombre il est correct.
merci.
Um, yeah, I'm sorry. What was the question again?
Yeah, the
Please.
question was, you are credited to have acted on about 90 movies and TV shows. And when you recall your first role,
Mm.
whether in movie or TV shows, how did you come about this? How did you get this role? And what was your first impressions, your challenges in this role?
So when I first started doing film and TV, I started doing a lot of independent film and a lot of background work to start. That got me my SAG card, my union card, and things like that. When I moved to Los Angeles, I started doing more film and TV roles as well. And my first major one, television wise, was the TV show called The Shield, and starring Michael Chiklis. Um, and so that was my first, and it was very surprising because when I got it, I was really excited to have my first major Hollywood role basically be cops and robbers. I was one of the cops, and me and my partner were chasing the bad guys, and I was doing that as a kid, just playing cops and robbers and stuff like that, and cowboys and all the stuff that we all play as a kid,
Yeah.
out in the streets, and was doing that. So playing the role on television, on at the time one of the number one shows out there. Oh man, that was such an amazing experience. Being able to take what I've been raised on and take it to a Hollywood set and display my talents on there. Um, but as far as film and stuff like that is concerned, I did a lot of I've done some sci-fi films, and I've done a few action films, and just a lot of short films, a lot of experimental works as well.
Sorry, sci-fi is short for science fiction.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So science fiction, horror, some action stuff as well. It's interesting. The majority of my career has been uh, it's been mostly television,
Yeah.
which is not what I came down here to do. Which I would say it would. Being a film actor was really more my where I had my sights set, or more my goal, I should say. But I never limited myself as far as what I want to do, because see, I believe an actor should really, this is the only business where you could put all your eggs in one basket. You can do film, you can do television, you can do voiceover, theater, you can write, direct, produce, you can do all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I love doing it all. And I love playing in all those different sandboxes, because at the end of the day, it's all part of acting. It's all part of being a part of the entertainment industry that that you love to do, that I love to do. So.
Alors moi, j'ai commencé tout d'abord à faire de la production un peu indépendante. Je produisais mes propres films. Et ensuite, j'ai eu mon premier rôle dans ce qu'on appelle les émissions télévisées, une émission qui s'appelait, ou un show qui s'appelait The Shield. Et pour moi, ça a été une immense opportunité, puisque ça m'a permis de ramener un peu ma culture de ma ville, de Chicago, d'où je viens, et de le ramener à la télé. Ça a été un immense plaisir. Et puis ensuite, j'ai fait un peu de cinéma. Mais voilà, dans le cinéma, comme je le disais tantôt, j'ai eu des rôles de policiers, de flics qui poursuit les méchants, qui fait des enquêtes, etc., qui arrête. Bref, vous comprenez que tous, en tant qu'enfants, on a eu un petit peu ce rêve d'être un justicier, un agent de justice, ou un policier qui va faire du bien, qui va essayer de mettre de l'ordre dans la ville. Et donc, ça a été un plaisir pour moi de jouer ce rôle. Bref, le cinéma, c'est vraiment le seul métier où vous pouvez mettre tous vos œufs dans le même panier, parce que vous pouvez être acteur, vous pouvez être producteur, vous pouvez être plein de choses à la fois. Et moi, je m'épanouis énormément en faisant tout cela. Et donc aujourd'hui, je suis encore plus heureux de pouvoir de travailler dans ce domaine.
Alors, tu parles de la production, puisque tu es en même temps producteur. Est-ce que pour toi, Rico, tu as commencé dans la production, tu as été acteur, tu es toujours dans la production. Est-ce que pour toi, la production, c'est une manière de transmettre un peu ton expérience, ou sinon de donner la chance aux jeunes qui veulent faire le même métier que toi?
So you've been acting, and you've also talked about producing. And do you consider producing, being behind the camera, as part of the legacy you want to hand down to the next generation, or it's just something you do because you want to move from acting to production?
No, I'll be acting until you have to carry me off the set, kicking and screaming. Yeah, it's something that I will always do, no matter where my road may fork off into, and stuff like that. Look, I believe that it's important to create your own works, see that work gets out there. You're contributing to the history of Hollywood. I feel that representation of Hollywood is very important. And I feel very blessed to be a part of the representation of today's Hollywood. Representation matters in every form, no matter what you're doing in life.
Yeah.
In terms of Hollywood, it's important to get yourself out there. Be counted. If you have an idea, write it, and if you can do it, produce it. Get it out of your head onto the page, and try to get it made any way possible. It's so important to have your work be presented. It's so important to really represent yourself, your culture, unapologetically.
Yeah.
And if you have an idea, even if you're not a writer, write it anyway. And that's no disrespect to people who are professional writers, but at the end of the day, get your work out there.
Yeah.
Because there's so many stories that can be told. Our stories as Black people, no matter where we come from in the world, even if it's not a story about Black folks, even if it's just a story that could star anyone, never limit your talents. I will always act, but I definitely have ideas that I want to get out there. I'm a huge nerd of science fiction. And so as a result, I love various science fiction stories, various sci-fi stories. I love time travel stories. I'm a huge Star Trek fan. So I love the type of stories that Star Trek tells that dive into the human condition and puts a mirror in front of us and makes us look at ourselves and think about things outside of our bubble of thoughts and feelings and stuff like that. I want to be a part of getting that out there. And even if I'm not producing it, if I'm acting in it, if I'm playing different characters, I want to give the best representation of those characters as I can. And I feel like by playing a wide variety of roles, as well as creating works as well, I'm doing just that.
Yeah. Alors oui, effectivement, moi je suis acteur et je serai toujours acteur, je serai toujours en train de tourner, de jouer des rôles parce que c'est ce que j'adore et je le ferai toujours jusqu'à ce que je sois plus en mesure de le faire. Parce que je considère que la représentation, c'est quelque chose de très important. La manière dont on est, nous, les Afro-Américains, dont on est représentés à travers le cinéma à Hollywood, a un impact significatif, non seulement sur la communauté afro-américaine, mais surtout au-delà de la communauté afro-américaine, donc des Noirs. Par contre, si vous avez une idée, si vous avez un projet qui vous passe par la tête, n'hésitez pas, il faut le sortir de votre tête, écrivez-la. Si vous voulez produire, produisez cette idée en la transformant en un film, en une pièce de théâtre, parce que c'est aussi une forme d'expression artistique que de produire. Et donc, moi, je suis quelqu'un qui est passionné, qui adore la science-fiction. J'adore les histoires qui racontent un peu l'évolution de l'être humain, les conditions de vie humaine. Et donc, toutes ces histoires-là, j'essaye de les mettre de les mettre sur un bout de papier et d'écrire une histoire autour pour les produire. Vous pouvez faire tout et n'importe quoi. Vous pouvez écrire un livre sans manquer de respect aux écrivains qui sont des professionnels dans ce métier-là. Mais en fait, tout le monde peut écrire un livre. Donc, si vous avez une idée, écrivez un livre, mettez votre histoire dans un livre et vous racontez votre histoire au monde. Et donc, moi, je suis quelqu'un qui ferait toujours jouerait toujours le rôle d'acteur dans les cinémas, mais pour autant, je vais continuer à faire de la production également.
Voilà, Rico, avant qu'on puisse parler de tes projets et de la révolution de l'industrie du cinéma aujourd'hui à cause de l'intelligence artificielle, c'est maintenant le moment où Boris a ses propres questions qu'il va te poser maintenant.
But before we talk about your ambitions and projects, we want to talk about how the Hollywood industry has evolved with regard to AI today. You know, artificial intelligence. Mm-hmm. So there must be some transformations and how in the way when it comes to producing or acting. Let me first ask you the questions. This is my personal questions, and then we get back to that. Sure. So my personal question is, how did you get the role to act in SWAT? So, you know, SWAT is the most watched TV show, series, because we are in France, we watch SWAT and it's one of the most watched series on Netflix or whatever. How did you get that role?
Well, first of all, that's amazing to hear. I love that.
Yeah.
I don't get a lot of statistics as far as different television shows across the globe. So that's wonderful. That's wonderful to hear. How did I get it? So I have a team. I have an agent, and I have a manager, and they submit me for various roles that they think that I would be right for. Going back to what I was saying earlier, I do speak to them about what I would like to play, what I see myself playing, the type of roles that I would like to be represented by. And so because I have a specific look that does cater to leading man roles, that's what they gave me. That's what they sent me out for. And it's been cool because I've been blessed to have had some amazing roles as far as playing the father on SWAT, and just having and playing it in different episodes, and just representing that particular character, that storyline. So for people who don't know, I play, or if you do know, you probably do know. I mean, France is watching, so there you go. I play Shamar Moore's father in flashback scenes. So the great Oba Babatunde plays Hondo Sr. in the present day. But when they talk about stuff that happened back in the day, I play Mr. Babatunde, his character, his younger character as well. So yeah, it's being on the same page with my team.
Yeah.
Knowing what I'd like to go out for, knowing what I would prefer not to go out for, and auditioning and crossing your fingers and praying, or whatever it is you do, and hope that you book it. And so that's how it happens, and that's how it happens with the majority of the work that's out there.
Alors, pour ceux et celles de nos téléspectateurs qui ne sauraient pas, notre invité a joué un rôle dans la célèbre série américaine SWAT que nous regardons tous, en tout cas du moins pour ceux qui aiment ce type de série un peu policier. Et donc, notre invité a joué le rôle du père de Shemar Moore, qui est l'acteur principal dans cette série. Et donc, il est bien entouré parce qu'il il est un professionnel, il a des agents, il a des gens qui l'accompagnent dans son travail, qui connaissent les rôles qu'il adore, qui connaissent les personnalités qu'il doit incarner dans un film, qui savent aussi quels sont les genres de films qui vont avec sa personnalité, ses valeurs. Et du coup, lorsque ils ont eu vent de ce projet de tourner dans ce film, dans cette série SWAT, eh bien, ils en ont parlé, et visiblement, ça lui a plu. Et donc, il a bien accepté ce projet. Et donc, ça a été un immense bonheur pour lui d'avoir participé. Et d'ailleurs, il est très content de savoir qu'en France, les gens regardent, même s'il n'a pas réellement les statistiques par rapport au succès de cette série, mais il est bien content de savoir que les gens au-delà des États-Unis regardent cette série. Et donc voilà, dans tous les cas, si vous voulez être dans un rôle, il faut y croire, il faut croiser les doigts, il faut prier, peu importe ce que vous faites, mais en tout cas, il faut avoir cet état d'esprit pour pouvoir espérer arracher des rôles dans des films que vous adorez.
Merci Boris, merci pour ce moment intime avec Rico.
Yeah. Thank you, Rico, for your answer.
Oh, thank you.
Ok, alors Rico, tu sais qu'aujourd'hui l'industrie du cinéma est en train d'être révolutionnée. Il y a quelques mois, il y avait des grèves à Hollywood à cause de l'arrivée de l'intelligence artificielle. Qu'est-ce que tu en penses, toi, en fait, cette technologie qui envahit désormais l'industrie du cinéma?
Yeah, Rico, you might be aware of the revolution that is ongoing into the industry or entertainment industry, including the movie industry, Hollywood. Recently, we have seen there were some strikes in Hollywood. People have been demonstrating to protest against the upcoming of the artificial intelligence. How do you react to that?
There is a concern, and a legitimate concern, that artificial intelligence can be taken too far. As a result, it could be used to basically replace a lot of parts of the industry that rely on us to execute: acting, voice work, writing, storyboards, lighting, eventually makeup. I mean, when you think about it, and a lot of people may not understand this, but it takes a lot to make a TV show. It takes a lot to make a film. And there's all these elements: actors, crew, AI, depending on what's happening. If it's not, if there's not a tight leash on it, could in sense replace a lot of people and destroy a lot of jobs and lives. And that's not right, and that's not cool, and nothing can replace the human condition. Nothing can replace what human beings do. Even if you have, let's just say I was AI and you're interviewing an AI simulation. I'm not AI, by the way, but
I
if I was, it's like, what are you going to get out of that? You're not going to get the feeling and the emotion and the answers that I'm giving you. I mean, sure, it's getting to the point where it's going to be very hard to distinguish what is real and what is AI. But there's something to be said about a writer writing something from experience, from the heart, from knowing their history, an actor performing, a makeup person doing what they do to make you look beautiful, to make you look like you've been beat up, to make you look like so many science fiction.
To embody the character in the movie. Yeah.
And listen, the nerd in me is like loving a lot of what AI does deliver. There's a lot of cool stuff that comes out of it. As actors and performers, especially writers and actors in this town, the concern is that there are going to be people who don't really care about an actor or a writer, and they're going to try to look at ways to save money. And a big part of why we went on strike was letting Hollywood know that, hey, we see what's happening. And it's not so much that we're against a lot of what is going to come no matter what, but we just want to make sure that our lives are secure, our profession is secure. And by doing that, we got to let you know that we don't want to just say yes or bow down to anything that just may be coming through that's going to replace us, basically. And so we were very adamant about going on strike to let people know that while it's the future in a lot of ways, and for the most part, we're going to have to learn to live with the fact that AI is here to stay. Just like a lot of things, we don't want to be replaced by stuff that could potentially do so. I mean, you look at, let's take the entertainment industry out of the equation. You look at self-checkout places, stores that have self-checkout, robots that are now cooking food in restaurants. Just a lot of, you guys have Waymo out there, right?
Yeah.
All right, Waymo, come on, Waymo.
Yeah.
Come on, that's all AI. That's all stuff that's replacing a job.
Yeah, of course.
So for us, it's the same thing, and we understand that it's not going away, but we need to have some regulations that will ensure that me as an actor, I'm not going to get replaced by something that is not going to, either be abused or not pay me for you using my image. I would prefer to come on set and perform, but if there's going to be some sort of like happy medium, if you will, there has to be regulations. There has to be an understanding that what you see that you can create with artificial intelligence will never equal what I can do as an actor, will never equal what a writer can do as a writer, what a makeup person can do, what a lighting person could do. So.
Bah oui, effectivement, l'avènement de l'intelligence artificielle soulève des inquiétudes qui sont légitimes parce qu'aujourd'hui, il y a une inquiétude grandissante à l'idée de voir l'intelligence artificielle remplacer les acteurs et toutes ces petites mains qui travaillent dans la production, dans le cinéma, pour produire ces films ou ces émissions de télé que vous voyez. Les gens ne réalisent pas à quel point il y a toute une organisation, toute une équipe qui travaille autour d'un film, d'une production cinématographique, d'une production d'une émission de télé, parce qu'il y a des maquilleurs, il y a des gens qui travaillent dans l'éclairage, il y a des gens qui s'occupent des costumes, des vêtements que mettent les acteurs. Tout ce petit monde contribue à produire l'œuvre que vous voyez à travers un film ou une émission de télé. Et donc, ce serait bien dommage que l'intelligence artificielle vienne remplacer tous ces gens-là. Et la conséquence première, c'est que ces gens-là vont perdre leur emploi, vont perdre la possibilité de vivre dignement de leur métier. Il n'y a rien de plus. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. No, I just want to agree with what Demisha Jordan said there. It is taking the creative side out. You may have a pretty picture that you're able to create, but as far as the thing that's going to make you happy, mad, laugh, cry, the feeling, the emotion, what comes from the heart, you're not going to get that. You're not going to get that. And what we do is so important to life, to society. The arts is what kept a lot of the sanity when we were in a pandemic, when we were all stuck in the house. How did we keep our sanity? We turned to the arts. We binge watched a lot of TV, or we listened to music, or we turned to creative outlets that helped curb our fears of the world as it was. So you can't replicate that. The human condition is everything, and that will never replace. I don't care how perfect AI may come out in the future. It's never going to replace what was we as performers, what we as entertainers offer to the public, and what we create out of love for the art and things like that. So yeah.
Et donc, juste pour traduire.
Oui, rapidement, parce que moi, je voulais relancer Rico par rapport à ce qu'il a dit.
Oui.
Rico, en France, nous avons ce qu'on appelle l'exception culturelle. Et or, en Amérique, les États-Unis, c'est un pays assez libéral. Est-ce que toi, tu es pour la régulation? Est-ce que pour toi, il faut une régulation stricte pour que l'intelligence artificielle soit limitée dans son usage dans le domaine du cinéma?
The United States is more of a liberal country when it comes to regulations. What I mean is that the people will go for freedom of production, freedom of creativity, freedom of whatever. And do you think that the government, the United States government, should pass laws that will help and reinforce or enforce or regulate the productions and as it pertains to artificial intelligence? Or you are of someone who wants to freedom of whatever you can do, whatever you want, free will.
Well, if there are laws that can be passed that will ensure that certain things won't happen regarding AI, then I'm all for it. But I believe as artists, we are going to create no matter what. A big part of art is, when you think about creativity, it's being able to take this glass and turn it into some form of art that you could do on stage and entertain 500 people. What that would be, right off the top of my head, I don't know. But, it's like, you should, we can create something out of nothing. And and even if there was no law that was going to be passed, we're still going to find a way to create and to execute the thing that we've been doing all our lives. But definitely, I feel like there should be laws that will halt the production of certain things that can jeopardize us as actors and people in the entertainment industry as a whole. You have a lot of corporations that own the studios now, and it's a lot different from how it used to be back in the day, where you didn't really have corporate owners of studios. And I feel like a lot of times people who aren't in the industry, they don't care about the art. And that's a problem, because if you don't care about the art and you're just all about the money, I mean, studios have always been about making money, but you got to have a love of the art also in order for amazing projects to be done, to be made and stuff like that. So, and it's still, it's happening. We amazing projects are still being made. Some incredible works are coming out as we speak. But that said, if there aren't things in place to just help keep the ball rolling as it has been, then we could find ourselves being replaced in a lot of ways. So again, that's why we were on strike. One of the reasons why we were on strike, because we didn't want Hollywood to go in a direction that could jeopardize so many lives and careers, and not only just Hollywood itself, but you think about the surrounding communities that rely on what Hollywood does, from places where you have to buy stuff to build the sets, the restaurants, the cleaners, the community that thrives, that takes hits when things aren't happening. Like, our strike really affected not only Hollywood itself, but surrounding communities as well, because they rely on the business to survive in many ways. So it's not just a thing that affects the Hollywood community. It can affect all communities that have a stake in various productions that are happening, stuff like that.
Vous savez, en tant que artiste, nous sommes amenés à mettre en exergue notre génie créateur. Un artiste, c'est quelqu'un qui doit pouvoir, par exemple, transformer ce verre que je tiens en objet artistique. Et c'est ça la magie de l'artiste. Et c'est bien dommage que l'intelligence artificielle puisse saboter en quelque sorte ce génie, ce travail artistique. C'est pour ça que moi, je suis plutôt en faveur d'une régulation qui permette de protéger la créativité, de protéger les œuvres artistiques, et afin que les artistes puissent finalement continuer à faire leur production, et que l'intelligence artificielle ne vienne pas saboter le travail de l'artiste. C'est l'une des raisons pour lesquelles nous avons été en grève, parce que nous avons porté ce message auprès des autorités au niveau des différents États aux États-Unis pour leur dire que l'intelligence artificielle, c'est très bien, elle est la bienvenue, mais par contre, elle ne doit pas saboter ou saper les efforts des artistes qui, eux, sont des vrais génies, des vrais créateurs qui doivent continuer à mener, vivre de leur art. Et donc, l'une des conséquences de cette grève, par exemple, ça a été d'affecter toute la chaîne de production qui gravite autour de l'industrie cinématographique à Hollywood. Vous avez plein de restaurants, vous avez plein d'entreprises, de petites entreprises qui par exemple, créent des plateformes ou des scènes où on peut tourner des films. Et tout cet écosystème a été impacté par les grèves, les séries de grèves que nous avons menées. C'est pour dire à quel point il est important que l'État puisse légiférer pour encadrer toute cette nouvelle avancée technologique pour que finalement l'intelligence artificielle ne soit pas une menace pour notre art et qu'inversement, nous puissions, nous, profiter de l'intelligence artificielle. Donc voilà, c'est un peu ce que je pense de ce sujet-là.
Merci Rico. Alors, puisque nous arrivons à la fin, quels sont tes projets, puisque nous sommes en début d'année? Est-ce que tu as des projets que tu peux évoquer avec nous maintenant pour cette année 2026?
We're drawing to the end of our broadcast. Now I want to shift to the projects. Maybe you have some projects you're working on. If you do, can you tell us a little bit about what you're looking up to?
Sure. I do have some amazing projects that have just come out, as well as some ones that are coming up. So the TV show Countdown, which only unfortunately lasted one season, is on Amazon Prime. I guest starred on an episode of that. Actually, that was the first video that you played earlier in the interview, and that was great to revisit that. So that's available on Amazon Prime. I'm also I also shot the TV series that hasn't come out yet. It's going to be on Amazon Prime also, called The Greatest, which is about the legendary Muhammad Ali. And this is the first time that there's ever been a television show about Muhammad Ali. There was the movie, and there was, of course, numerous documentaries and specials, but never a television show. So this is an amazing thing that's happening, because we are deep diving into Muhammad Ali's life, starting when he was Cassius Clay, going into his becoming the heavyweight champion as Muhammad Ali, and his amazing journey in life and legacy. So I'm so honored to be a part of that. I love playing historical characters and stuff like that. So I play Willie Reddish, Sonny Liston's trainer in the TV series. Sonny Liston was the first person that Cassius Clay fought to become the heavyweight champion. Yes. So that was an amazing experience. That's going to be coming out sometime this year on Amazon Prime. So just keep a lookout for that. I'm personally working on some projects that I've written and will be producing and starring in. Also, again, I love science fiction. I love time travel stories. And as a result, I'm creating a time travel anthology that I'm really excited about as well. Always auditioning, always putting myself out there, as you're seeing from the reel that you're all displaying above. I have a lot of work out there that people can access, and so very, very excited about what's happening in the future. And yeah, I'm in the mix. I'm not going to stop.
Sure. Bien sûr, je travaille sur plein de projets. D'ailleurs, j'ai un film qui est sur Amazon Prime, qui s'appelle Countdown, ou Compte à rebours en français, qui est un film très, très intéressant, qui a pas mal de succès. Donc voilà, c'est un film sur lequel j'ai travaillé tout récemment. Et actuellement, je suis en train de travailler sur un autre projet qui porte sur l'histoire de la légende Mohamed Ali. Et je suis en train de tourner une série autour de ce personnage historique emblématique qu'est Mohamed Ali, depuis la période où il s'appelait Cassius Clay avant de, de devenir champion du monde. Et donc, dans cette série, par exemple, je tourne une scène où il incarne le rôle de la personne que Mohamed Ali a combattu pour finalement devenir champion du monde. Donc voilà, c'est un projet qui me tient à cœur parce que Mohamed Ali, c'est vraiment un personnage historique, non seulement au niveau de la communauté afro-américaine, mais aussi au-delà. Donc c'est passionnant de pouvoir avoir la chance de travailler sur ce personnage. Et donc, au-delà de ces deux séries, bah, je travaille sur d'autres projets. Moi, j'adore, encore une fois, la science-fiction. J'adore des, 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 raconter des histoires dans le temps, l'évolution du temps. Donc voilà, je suis sur plein de projets dans ce genre-là.
Alors, Rico, puisque tu as parlé de Mohamed Ali, 2025, c'était l'année du cinquantenaire du combat du siècle à Kinshasa, au Congo. Est-ce que tu vas aussi tourner à Kinshasa?
It's amazing. You just talked about Muhammad Ali and how great he was. And recently, we celebrated the 50th anniversary of the Royal Rumble Jumble.
Rumble in the Jungle.
Rumble in the Jungle, yeah.
Yeah.
So that for those who might not recall, this was the name given to the fight that opposed Muhammad Ali and
George Foreman.
And George Foreman. So, will you be acting, or will you be producing in Kinshasa, which is the country that hosted that fight?
Will I be producing it? You're asking me? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Will you be in memory of that? Will you be maybe? Do you consider producing shooting a cast a movie or TV series in Kinshasa, which is the country that hosted the fight?
Oh, well, I'm not sure what's happening going forward with the development of what's happening in the series. I'm sure they're going to cover it. The production team. So Ben Watkins is the creator of the series, who also created the series Cross about Alex Cross. That's also on Amazon Prime as well. When I said it's pretty authentic, it's going to be very, very authentic and very. I mean, they're traveling already, shooting here and there. So I've no doubt that some things will be covered in terms of that fight. And just again, they're going to do a lot of deep dives into Muhammad Ali's life and his career, the ups and the downs and all those things. So I'm so excited for it because Muhammad Ali is a personal hero of mine, and no one deserves it better. He's such an icon for humanity, for Black people, and it's just such a wonderful thing to have this happening, and for people, especially of new generations, to know who this man is. And even if you've heard of him, now you can really, really know. And that's so important for humans, especially Black people, to know about our history, because Black history is not just American history, it's world history. We're all over the place. And there's a reason. Unfortunately, some of the reasons aren't great, but at the end of the day, the fact that we're here and we're representing, we have a beautiful culture everywhere. And so Muhammad Ali is definitely deserving of that recognition and that level of storytelling. And I have to say, I'm so honored to be a part of it. My mom was super excited. She used to work for Muhammad Ali back when I
Wow.
was a boy when we were living in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I remember actually meeting him, and I was like this little, but meeting him but always admiring him, and it's going to be amazing. So.
Alors la production est en cours, donc je suis persuadé qu'il y aura des facettes de l'histoire de Mohamed Ali qui vont apparaître dans cette série, parce que Mohamed Ali, c'est vraiment un sacré personnage, et donc je suis sûr que l'équipe de production va faire apparaître, va faire ressortir beaucoup d'épisodes de la vie de Mohamed Ali dans cette série qui paraîtra très, très prochainement. Donc moi, j'ai aucun doute sur le fait que cette série va présenter ou va représenter en tout cas plusieurs éléments de la vie de Mohamed Ali. Alors, cela dit, il y a mon équipe qui voyage un peu partout pour tourner, pour faire le tournage, pour retracer certains éléments du parcours de Mohamed Ali que nous allons intégrer dans cette série. Comme vous le savez, Mohamed Ali, c'est vraiment une personnalité, pas seulement pour la communauté afro-américaine, mais pour l'histoire du monde, tout simplement, ou pour les Noirs à travers le monde entier, parce que c'est un personnage que j'ai adoré en étant tout petit. J'ai eu d'ailleurs l'occasion de le rencontrer, mais j'étais tout petit parce que ma mère travaillait pour Mohamed Ali. Et donc moi, je suis très, très, très ravi, très heureux de pouvoir faire partie de ce projet-là et d'avoir la chance de retracer un peu le parcours de Mohamed Ali à travers cette série.
Merci, merci, merci Rico d'être venu sur Ziana TV America et d'inaugurer avec nous ce premier numéro d'American Vibes.
Thank you, Rico, for showing up to our to Ziana TV, which is the name of our broadcast. Thank you for being our first guest for the first interview we are broadcasting. Thank you for everything. Thank you for your time.
Well, merci to both of you. Sir, it was an honor. Thank you so much, sir, for your time and for speaking with me. I really appreciate it. Boris, I got to give you a great shout out, man. You held it down because I was doing a lot of talking, and you retained a lot of that. And I don't know how you did it, but there's a reason why you're where you're at, man. And yeah, shout out to you, man. Thank you so much for everything. I had a wonderful time talking and interviewing, and I want to come back. I hope to come back.
Yeah.
Okay. When The Greatest comes out, there's going to be a lot of press behind it, and there's going to be a lot of talk behind it. And so I would love to come back and speak on that and just speak on other things as well. So I look forward to hopefully coming back.
Yeah, with pleasure. We've loved that.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
I want to say it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I just want to say, if people are interested, I would love to keep up with my career and things that are upcoming. You can follow me on social media. I am Rico Anderson on Instagram, and actually it's the same thing on Facebook, and on Blue Sky as well. It basically is my life, my career, my beliefs, all the just all the things that if you're interested in all things Rico. So please follow me on social media, and I would love to keep the conversation going for sure.
Okay. I'm definitely gonna be following you. I'm your first fan from now on. So I'm gonna sign up.
Love it.
I have two questions for you, if you don't mind.
Of course, yes, please.
Yeah, the first one is not really a question. I just want to tell a little bit of a story about Muhammad Ali, because by the time he was a superstar, I was a little kid, but I happened to find who he was through history books. I read a little bit about him,
Yeah.
And what I learned is that during the fights in Kinshasa, in Congo, which is a neighboring country to my home country, he was, though he was light skinned, but he was so into the people, and he developed the connection with the people that he eventually became the most loved boxer. Even during the fight, the people were shouting "Bomaye," which means "kill him" in mother tongue. So this is a
Ali
little bit of a
Bomaye.
story. Yeah, Ali Bomaye. So that means Ali, you have to kill your opponent. So
Yeah.
it was really funny, even though how do you call it? How do you call him, the fighter, the other fighter?
The opponent?
Yeah,
The opponent. Mhm.
the opponent. He was of more, in terms of skin. He was darker than Muhammad Ali. From that, we could maybe expect the people to love him more than Muhammad Ali, who was light skinned. But Muhammad Ali was, doing some jogging, running on the streets. He was into the people that he eventually gained the support of the people. That's a little bit of a story. And my question is, right now, the African American High Speed. I know you might know him, one of the most well known African American streamer. He's actually touring in Africa. He's visiting a lot of African countries.
Okay.
And what we are seeing is that a lot of African American are reacting to that, and they are very shocked to see that Africa is not the jungle that they learned at school, that the media has portrayed Africa to be, where people live in the heart, and people walk in the mud. And African American are very surprised and shocked to see that Africa is not the image of Africa they have learned through history is not what they are seeing. Can you tell us your perspective of how this reflects the American culture as it pertains to Africa? How do you see Africa?
Well, first of all, I would say that growing up, sure, we hear of Africa in one way, but we always knew Africa was not just one particular way. Africa has cities, major downtowns,
Yeah.
suburbs, ghettos, what have you. It's no
Yeah.
different really than any other place. There are parts of Africa, obviously, that have stayed um, true to a lot of the culture of the past, and that's a beautiful thing. I know here in America, especially at specific times. Now, obviously, in the '60s, going through the '70s, you had the civil rights movement,
Yeah.
and a big part of the civil rights movement was obviously speaking on civil rights for African Americans in the States, but it was also helping us in making sure that we recognize where we came from and what our true history was. And a lot of that became even more so in the '90s, when there was a huge Black awareness movement that was very much about getting in touch with our African roots.
Yeah.
Even to the point of trying to figure out where we came from. And this was before doing DNA testing to find out like what particular part of Africa you come from and the tribe that you were from and things like that. But there was a pretty loose movement to really have some sort of connection with our African ancestry. And you'll see that in even some of the old like photos of us back then when we were learning about our African history. A lot of times, some of the fashion that we wore was a direct nod and a direct yeah, a direct nod to African fashion, the colors, and the awareness was very, very important. And I remember growing up at that time, and at the time we weren't walking around thinking that all Africans just live in huts and carry spears all day.
Yeah.
No. So I will say that we in America, because of so much that's been going on, and even going into today, with what's happening here in the United States with the movement to erase our history and to deny America the opportunity to learn our contributions as African Americans in this country. It's very important to make sure people understand that we do have a beautiful history that racists and white supremacists aren't gonna capitalize on, or, and I mean capitalize, I don't mean financially, but
Yeah.
even in terms of what the mind,
Yeah.
we're very, very we're very cognizant of who we are, what our history is, and very proud of it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and I mean, you see it through so many different things. We do it in the name of who we are, and we fight every day for it, even if it's not something that we're physically doing or whatever. I know I'm very proud of being an African American. I'm very proud of the fact that my ancestry does come from Africa, and so yeah. If I guess I'm saying that I disagree that a lot of Americans believe that in terms of what Africa is and how it's represented, because I know for a fact that we over here are very, very much in tune to who we are and the history that we come from. Sure, there's always going to be somebody, but at the end of the day, the majority, no, we know what's up. So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Merci. In French, we say merci.
Merci.
Voilà.
You know, I took a semester of French in high school, and I regret not going further from it, because I can count to 10. I can say merci, comment allez-vous, oui monsieur, je m'appelle, and a couple of other things that I can't remember off topic. But
that's great. That's great.
That's good. You can speak French.
I need to learn more. So definitely.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate it, and I really do hope to come back and speak to you all more. And it's great to know that I have fans all over the world, because it's a beautiful thing, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to be here. So thank you so much again.
Ok, merci à Marjorie Le Tchèque qui a été à l'origine de cette connexion, et c'est donc notre représentant aujourd'hui du côté des États-Unis. Merci à Boris qui a assuré la traduction. Merci à Rico qui a été là avec nous. Merci à Melka, Jean-Christian et toute l'équipe de Jena Global qui aujourd'hui travaille pour que nous ayons cette connexion avec l'Amérique. Mesdames, Messieurs, c'était un plaisir. C'est notre première. Je vous remercie d'avoir été là. Je vous remercie d'encourager ce programme, puisque nous allons désormais avoir une connexion directe avec les États-Unis d'Amérique et précisément Los Angeles, puisque Rico nous parle en ce moment en live de Los Angeles. Merci à vous aussi. Portez-vous bien. Le programme continue et je vous dis bye. See you tomorrow.